was very hard. I lived with a lot of regrets, in that pregnancy. I was always regretting my choice of the person I chose to have this friend. Unfortunately, even people who were close to me, some of the stuff they said compounded that feeling of regret, because they were like, how can we trust you to be a good parent when we can't trust you to pick the right partner? I'm like, guys, hold on. Those of you who are busy judging have only survived by the mercy of God. But and yeah, and I think that's one of the things we have to be very careful about, especially when people are going through their hardest times. It is so easy to throw stones, but be careful, you're not living in a glass house. And if something is not going to build, if it's not going to edify, if it's not going to lift up or even encourage somebody, like, bro, you don't have to say it. Sometimes just keep the opinion to yourself. They say something about opinion that it's the lowest form of human intelligence because it does not require any scrutiny. Like, I can have an opinion about anything and nobody can question that opinion. But I think sometimes we have to guard our tongues, and resist the urge to say stuff. Because I've always wondered, why was that statement necessary? Why was it important to be said to me at that time? Because it's not like you can make me feel any worse than I already do. It's not possible. So anyway, we go through that season. And I remember this one time when I was deep, deep down and I was starting to go into the path of depression where I was not even showering, didn't want to get out of bed. I was kind of hoping I would just sleep and die. I started being suicidal again. And I remember one time I went to the clinic, for these checkups. And instead of gaining weight, I was actually losing weight. We got into a place where they were concerned about gestational diabetes. And this chick was looking at me and thinking, what is wrong with you? Like, what's going on with you? And one time this lady, now she was an older lady, and she called me aside and she asked me, Nini Nimbaya, every time your chat is not going the way, it's actually going the reverse. And she was like, unfortunately, you're not the first person, and neither will you be the last person. But if you do not get yourself to a place where you accept this is your reality, either you or the child is not going to make it. And I remember going home and just praying. And I was like, God, I know I've messed up for the 1 millionth time, but I don't think I can do this without you. And the only way I get to do this, God, is if you remove this person from my heart. And that was my prayer, by the Mungu nitolee mtu kwa roho yangu. And I can't tell you when or how, but eventually it just happened. And I started to thrive. And I think I started to thrive in my last trimester, which was kind of weird. Because for 6 months I've been going through hell. But in my last trimester, things started to, balance out. I rested more. I think I kind of just said, whether I'm ready for it or not. And it helped that I had family support. It helped that I had my friends to support me. One of my friends was a nurse, so she was my go-to person for symptoms. Oh, I'm feeling like this and like this. She's like, okay, for this one, buy Crips. For this one, do this. For this one, do this. So that's how I got to that pregnancy. The guy wasn't around, so I just survived through love from friends and family. And I had my daughter on the 21st of April, 2018. Very healthy, very beautiful, very tall. Very tall little girl. She's tall. Like her mother is a dwarf compared to her. Like, unja na discipline hivi. Wewe nimekwambia uache mchezo. Even anawa discipline no mtoto. But yeah, so she came, and I think in that moment I realized I have to do better. I have to do better for her. She deserves better. And shortly after that, like when she turned 3 months, my mom died. And wow, has your world ever been shaken? Baka you're like, isn't he gonna God? Like, I don't get. I remember when people were crying and falling apart. I did have tears, not because I didn't think I could cry, but I just kept wondering, if I start crying now, will I ever stop? And for me, it was a grief so profound that I felt like tears couldn't even begin to, I don't know, to express how I was feeling. So I didn't cry. The main people kept trying to tell me, you don't have to be strong. You don't have, like, yeah, no, guys, I'm not being strong. I just do not know, yeah, how to deal with this. And so after she was laid to rest, a lot of that time, actually the year after that, is a blur for me because I feel like I just survived it. I don't even know how my baby grew up.